We'll look at an example of doing a frequency table for group data. So if we have a group data, what we do is we organize our data into class intervals. So as you can see over there, we've got a class interval of 5, which means the numbers that are in each group are 5 of them. So what that means is the numbers from 0 to 4, so that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 of them. They fall into the first interval. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, another group of 5 numbers fall in the next interval, and so forth right up to 24. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 class intervals, and the frequency column tells us how many scores are in that interval. So the way we read this is there's 6 scores in the interval of 0 to 4. So that means any numbers between 0 and 4 would be appearing 6 times. Then the numbers between 5 to 9, inclusive, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, would be appearing 8 times. The frequency of the numbers between 10 to 14 would be twice. Now, we don't know exactly what those numbers are. It's just that we have accounted, or we have given a class interval to say that the numbers are between those two values. Okay? And right up to the class interval of 20 to 24, which has a frequency of 5. So when we are given the question that you're given is, a takeaway food shop is trying to improve its ordering system. The manager takes a survey of the number of hamburgers made each day for a month and collects the data shown in the frequency table. So you already are given a frequency table, and what you need to do is calculate the mean number of hamburgers made each day. So the frequency table is already given with the class interval. Now, what I've done is I've just organized that into a step-by-step process. So step 1 is we complete the frequency table using midpoints. So the way we do that is we extend our frequency table with 2 more columns. The next column is the midpoint column, and the last one is the column when you multiply the midpoint by the frequency. So I'll show what that means, what I mean by that. The midpoint means you find the midpoint of the class interval. Okay, so the midpoint means that if you take the class interval of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, the midpoint is our middle number, that's 2. So therefore, the midpoint for the class interval of 0 to 4 is 2. Okay, then you take the next one, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The midpoint is 7. So therefore, the midpoint between 5 to 9 is 7. Likewise, the midpoint between 10 to 14, now I won't write that, we get the pattern. Between 10 to 14, the midpoint is 12. The midpoint between 15 to 19 is 17. And the midpoint between 20 to 24 is 22. So you first identify the midpoint and write that down. Then the next thing that we do is we multiply these two together. So for that row, for the f times x, it's basically 6 times 2. So we'll go 6 times 2, and that is equal to 12. Then we go 8 times 7, which gives us 56. 2 times 12, which is equal to 24. And you keep doing it until we finish the rest of the column f of x. Okay. Now, we also do the total of our frequency and the total of our f of x. Sorry, f times x. And once we total that, we see that our sum of f times x is equal to 253, and our sum of our frequency is equal to 24. Okay, so the second step, as we did right now, is you total up each of the columns. So total up that column, the fx column, total up the frequency column. And the reason why we do that is to calculate the mean. And then step 3, we calculate the mean. Okay, so as we know, that mean is equal to sum of fx divided by sum of f, which means it's 253 divided by 24, which gives us 10.54 approximately, and that's rounded to 2 decimal places. Now, the question was asking us, calculate the mean number of hamburgers made each day. So we can't have 10.54 hamburgers, so we can round it off to the nearest whole number, which is 11. So approximately 11 hamburgers are made each